Begin in Libya and keeping an eye on that final push in the battle for Sirte. Forces loyal to Libya's government are close to liberating the city from ISIL fighters. The militants are holed up in two tiny areas in the center of the city, but the battle has been fierce. 18 pro-government fighters have been killed in the latest clashes. 120 are wounded. Well, let's get to you more on that story now. CCTV's Yasser Hakim is joining me live from Cairo. Yasser, what's the latest coming out of Sirte? Has the city been liberated as yet?
No, not yet, Beatrice. There's fierce resistance from the ISIL militants. Like you just mentioned, 18 pro-government soldiers were killed and more than 120 injured. That's a big number if you consider the previous days. So the ISIL militants are holding up in those two tiny strongholds, the neighborhood, it's called Neighborhood 1 in the north and Neighborhood 3 in the east of Sirte. It's now a door-to-door kind of battle in the residential area and the houses, the kind of guerrilla warfare that you expect in this regard. And of course, the U.S. airstrikes are continuing. There were airstrikes late last night, and they expected to continue also tonight over the militants, the ISIL militants in the area. But there's also news that a ISIL leader, a known leader for ISIL called Abu Omar al-Tunsi, is one of the leaders in Libya, and he's been killed, according to Libyan sources, military sources. And that is a boost to the military there, because he's one of the masterminds behind a lot of the killings that happened in Libya in the last couple of years.
Well, yes, it is a door-to-door battle now in Libya. But what's the next step, though, for forces loyal to Libya's government?
Now, I guess after freeing Sirte soon, we hope, there are two missions now. First is to unite the Libyans under one army. There's another army working on the another side, on the east of Libya, and this is fighting around Benghazi, also fighting militants there. It's led by another leader who's Khalifa Haftar. They're not on good terms with the Libyan army that's led by the Presidential Council, and the Khalifa Haftar one is led by the parliament. The mission now is to unite them both into one national army, and at the same time to crack down on the militants who will be fleeing the cities and Sirte and Benghazi into the desert area and onto the borders. Now, Algeria from one side is helping out. It has established 300 radar systems and checkpoints on the borders with Libya. And on the other side, Egypt is also intensifying its patrols on the borders, and it announced also today that it has hit 5 jeeps and trucks that were trying to infiltrate from the borders, from Egypt's western borders, that's the Libyan borders, into Egypt, and they were struck by the Egyptian Air Force, and they understand that inside were militants fleeing from Libya. So this is also the second mission now, to fortify the zones, to fortify the borders, and as well to fight off the militants who will be escaping into the rest of the country, or onto the borders, or even onto Europe by sea.
Yasser Hakim for us there in Cairo. Thank you.